Welcome guys to a new video in labor economics. In the last video, we discussed about the elasticity of labor demand, which we had a general formula, eta is equal to the percentage change in employment over to the percentage change in wage rate. But one of the main problem with using this general formula was that if we move up or we move down in terms of wage rate, we had completely different value of elasticity. For example, if the initial value of the wage level is 100, we move up from 100 to 200, we had a different value for elasticity of labor demand than if we move down from 200 wage level to 100. So how we can solve that problem? By using midpoint elasticity of labor demand, we may solve the different value of having elasticity of labor demand. By using midpoint elasticity of labor demand, we will move to completely the same or identical value, either we move up or we move down. How? The midpoint elasticity of labor demand will be found out by this formula, which is equal to the change in employment level over to the midpoint of employment divided by the change in wage level over to the midpoint of the wage level. So now it doesn't matter that our initial wage rate is 100, we move to 200, or our initial wage rate is 200, we move to 100. We will move completely to the identical value of elasticity of labor demand. For example, suppose our initial wage rate is 100 and the new wage rate after change is 200. So then W1 is 100, W2 is 200. So now, when we use midpoint elasticity formula, how we can find out the wage elasticity of labor demand? Just plug in the number instead of this formula, in the value of this formula. So now, when we move from 100 to 200, then our employment level will move from 1,500 to 1,000. Now, E2 is 1,000, even our initial employment is 1,500. Now, 1,000 instead of E2, 1,500 instead of E1. Then 1,000 minus 1,500 divided by the midpoint, which is equal to E2 plus E1 over 2. 1,000 plus 1,500 divided by 2. And here, so now our second wage rate, W2, is equal to 200 minus W1, 100, divided by W2 plus W1, 200 plus 100, divided by 2. If we do some math specification, so the numerator will be 500 divided by 1,250, and this portion will be equal to 100 divided by 150. So if you do this division, divide this one over this one, the result will be minus 0.6. So this is the value of elasticity of labor demand for this particular wage change and employment level change. So now suppose our initial wage rate in the next case is not 200 but it's 100. Our initial wage rate is not 100 but it's 200. So then we move from 200 to 100. It means we move down rather than we move up. So now the wage rate is declining from 200 to 100. Again, what happens to the formula? Just the place of the number will change. So now our initial employment level is 1,000 rather than 1,500. Then W2 minus W1, 1,500 minus 1,000 divided by W2 plus W1 over 2, 1,500 divided by 1,000 over 2. And here, so now our initial wage rate is 200, the new wage rate is 100. 100 minus 200 divided by 100 plus 200 over 2. So we'll have, again here, 500 divided by 1250 minus 100 divided by 115. Again, we will have exactly the same result as we had here. So the only difference between when we move down, then when we move up, is the place of the minus sign or the negative sign. When we move up, wage rate move up, so here we have the negative sign in the numerator. But when we move down, the wage rate decline, the negative sign is in the denominator. So the only change is the place of the negative sign. In the both case, we exactly have the same identical value for the elasticity of labor demand. So now the problem that we had with the general formula is solved. In both case, here our eta is less than 1. I mean the absolute value is less than 1. So then in this case we have inelastic labor demand. Our labor demand is inelastic. I hope now you understand how we can solve the problem that we had in general formula of elasticity of labor demand by using midpoint elasticity formula, which we have exactly the same and identical value of elasticity of labor demand. At the final, I request you again to please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the like button. And also, if you have any comments, write down below. If you have any questions about labor economics, so please write down below. I will try to solve your questions in the next video. Till next video that we will tackle another topic in labor economics. I hope you have a good time. See you.